I'm starting to feel big COVID vibes from Pokemon. Now, if you guys weren't around during the COVID area of Pokemon, this is almost like a repeat cycle, except it's just kind of like enhanced and like two-folded, but it's looking like it's about to play out the same. So if you guys remember a set called Shining Fates and you were big into the Pokemon scene back then, I think you'd know what I mean. So Destined Rivals, obviously it was a shit show the other day. If you guys were on Pokemon Center, you're probably staring at Special Delivery Pikachu. Also, I guess it dropped on Best Buy today, which is like the 25th. So that dropped. Obviously, it was just, a complete shit show. There's not enough product to go around, right? Same thing happened during COVID. And I'm here to let you guys know that we're looking for a repeat, a back to back. Now, the Destined Rivals, obviously, the release is going to be shit, right? Pokemon prints like 5-6 months in advance. They already have Destined Rivals in a warehouse somewhere, ready to. Honestly, they could, let it go and release it to the public and give it to the homies, MJ Holdings, and all those guys whenever they want. Obviously, they do it by release day, but it's already ready. The first print run is done. But Pokemon is ready to turn up the printers. And they are ready to turn it up real fast. Now, the question is, does Pokemon really give a shit how much they print? And if scalpers are, selling 3 times MSRP, or if MJ Holdings is being a bunch of scumbags and reselling at right below market on Walmart when they should be distributing it to stores? I don't know. I don't really know if they give a shit. There's an article I read from Video Games Chronicle. Okay, Video Games Chronicle. They read, the Pokemon Company has issued a statement on the widespread issues faced by fans attempting to pre-order items from the upcoming Destined Rivals trading card game set. Okay, on Monday, items from the set, which included the much sought-after Elite Trainer box, went on sale in regions that the Pokemon Center has their online store. However, almost as soon as the items went on sale, fans were met with issues checking out or with items not appearing for sale at all. This is a fact. This did happen. To a lot of people, including me. This was married with a queuing system that many claimed was incorrectly removing them from the queue after waiting for hours. Now, following the news that some customers who believe that they have checked out successfully have had their orders canceled, the Pokemon Company International has spoken out about the issue. We are committed to providing a smooth purchasing experience at Pokemon Center and employ technology that helps get products into the hands of fans first and foremost. It goes on to read in the next one that they have, a virtual queue system, yada yada yada, when the set's going to come out. But basically, Pokemon Company, obviously they've recognized that the hobby has turned into a shit show, right? They've said they're going to do reprints. They've implemented the queue into the website. Their vending machines now have a limit, and there's like no loitering to it and everything. But here's my thing. Okay, just like way back in COVID, right? The scalpers, they were winning. Probably MJ Holdings back then and all those guys, they were winning. Okay? That's what the public eye sees. But here's the underlying fact. You know who really wins in all this? Is Pokemon. They will print all of this into the ground. It will be printed into oblivion. Anything Scarlet and Violet that's fairly new, like Surging Sparks, Prismatic, Journey Together, Destined Rivals. I mean, it's looking like they are going to print this into the ground. Is this going to take into effect now? No. It's not going to take into effect now. Definitely not something I'd be worried about. But, look, if you are not about the hobby, this is just all for the money, this is going to be a funny time. Like, you're going to see a lot of people that have a lot of money into this that don't know what they're doing and never lived through the COVID times of Pokemon. And just like those people that bought up a bunch of Shining Fates, a bunch of Vivid Voltage, a bunch of, Champion's Path and Darkness Ablaze. Holy shit, what a shit show. All those sets. I mean, Shining Fates and all those sets are barely recovering. Barely recovering. Like, it's just the sealed product. It's not the cards. Everything was printed into oblivion. So those cards are not worth near what they were back then. But in the end, the point I'm trying to make is Pokemon Company is going to get their money one way or another. They're going to get it. They're going to print this into the ground. They're going to give it all to MJ Holdings and the buddies. They're going to give it all to the scalpers and resellers. And then, yes, they're going to give it to the regular consumer, which obviously is what we want. But Pokemon is going to take a massive dub. They know what they're doing. They create the FOMO. They could have had the printers on this whole time. They could print more, but they decide to let things ride out. And now here we are. And I'm not going to say the market's going to flip on its ass, tomorrow or in the next month or two. This is going to take a while. This is probably going to be in the latter half of the year, but probably around the holidays, like maybe a couple months after Destined Rivals comes out. And then probably going into the 30th anniversary, just like Celebrations, the markets, a lot of people are going to get screwed. And you know what? I mean, if they get screwed, they don't listen, they don't know the history behind it. Too bad, so sad. But ultimately, does Pokemon care that all of this is happening right now? The MJ Holdings and the gang and the scalpers, are doing their things, making a bunch of money? I don't really think so. I mean, this is what they want. Pokemon loves to create FOMO because it not only boosts their sales in the TCG, it boosts their game sales, it boosts plushies, collectibles, anything Pokemon, you name it, it goes up. And then what happens when they print to oblivion? Everybody buys it, tanks down, they got their money, all they're printing is cardboard. So I honestly don't think that Pokemon gives a shit that everything is going on right now. They could have done something a little bit ago. They could have been more prepared. Where are those printing facilities that they were going to pop up back during COVID? Obviously, they're not here. They have them ready. It's just they're not using them. But they'll catch up. And they'll get their money. But let me know what you guys think. Does Pokemon care about what's happening right now? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe if you like this video. My name is Vivo. I'll see you in the next one.